Hey everybody, Darren Cross here. Welcome to the first module of Business 400, Driving Business Opportunity. This class is pretty unique. It's going to stray a little bit from traditional thinking on competition, and we're going to be talking more about innovation. Now, competition is a part of what we're going to be discussing over the course of the next 8 weeks, but innovation is really the key. Okay, so I wanted to take this opportunity in Module 1 to help you lay the foundation and get everything kind of smoothed out because these things are going to impact what you're doing later. Okay, so the first thing that I want you to understand, we're going to do an assignment here in Module 1, which is your blog assignment. And in this blog assignment, you as the Chief Innovation Officer, you are going to talk about an innovation or a project or a new product, an innovative new product that you're going to introduce that's going to take the market by storm. Okay, and when we're talking about innovation, what we're saying is we're addressing the needs of people in a way that no one else has thought of. Okay, so when you think about Amazon, when they first started, they were selling books online, and no one thought to do that. That was an innovation, right? There was they rendered their competition irrelevant by doing something completely different. It wasn't about a mild improvement on something or taking my product to a new market. That's not really what this is about. This is about rethinking the way that people get their needs met. Okay, so what this leads to is one of the first things you're going to talk about in your blog is the value proposition. And I want you, when I'm face to face in class, I always say, hey, look at my face. So I'm holding your face now, and I want you to understand that what I'm about to say is very, very important. You are going to say these words many times over the course of the next 8 weeks. And so understanding this now is very, very important. Okay. Value proposition is probably the most important thing that you have to consider when you're introducing any product. Okay. Now I'm going to have another video that helps you to, in this module, that helps you to think about how to develop a value proposition. But I want to tell you what a value proposition really is. Okay. Because you're going to be talking about how the company created value and how, what kind of value, how they approached value going forward. Value is about how value is created for the customer. Our value proposition to the customer is why are we valuable to the customer, right? And what that really means is it's not about the features, it's not about the products, because I talk to students all the time and I say, yeah, but what value does that bring the customer? Well, they can eat food. Well, why do we care if they eat food? Or they get to be snazzy. Well, why do they care if they're snazzy? What we're really saying here is customers seek out products to scratch an itch that they have. Value in their minds is represented by the benefit that they get compared to the price. So when we're talking about value, we're saying what is the benefit to the customer? What are they really after? If I go to Taco Bell, if I'm Taco Bell and I say, what value do we really provide? And you say, well, I'm satisfying their hunger. But why is that valuable? Because why can't people eat a bologna sandwich at home or a bowl of cereal? Taco Bell is providing them something else, right? Maybe it's the convenience of being able to eat at midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning, right? A security company, right? An alarm company. You can say, well, we're providing alerts to the police station so that they can let them know if there's something going on at the house. Well, okay, what does that mean? What is the value? The value is that they are providing security, right? So you're talking about the benefit that is actually provided, not the features. You got to get off of thinking about the features, and you're going to identify the value of your new innovative product or service in your blog. What is the value? And before you even write on that, I want you to look at the additional video that I've posted this week so that you can understand what a value proposition really is. When I'm coaching businesses and I'm talking about developing their value proposition, the thing that I replace that with in my head is your marketing message as well. So your value proposition is essentially your overarching marketing message that you're going to be talking about later on. You're saying, yeah, we're providing these features, but think about what you're really getting from this. That's the benefit, and that's what you're after. Now, there's also the cost or price equation in this as well, right? So if you're providing a benefit and another company is providing that same benefit, but somehow you're able to provide that benefit for way less, then the value increases. It makes sense, right? I can go to this company and pay X, or I can go to this company and pay less than X for the very same benefit. So that's what you're really looking at. What is the value? What is the benefit that I'm getting? Some people want to drive a car because of the luxury, and some people want to drive cars because of the economics of it. Some people want to drive cars because of the safety. You have to understand what your customer is after and the benefit that you provide. Okay, so that is what value proposition is about. It's about, I'm proposing to offer my customer this value. That's why they call it a value proposition. So this is very important. The first thing you're going to do is identify the value proposition of the company that you're talking about. Not necessarily your product. You're going to identify the value proposition of your company. Because as you introduce this new innovative product, you're going to be thinking about what that really does to the value proposition. And it's okay to change the value proposition. It's okay to amend it. It's okay to be flexible with that, but you just need to understand what that value proposition is, okay? So in this blog, what you also need to be thinking about is my product or service really innovative? So in other words, am I causing everyone to rethink how we even approach the problem that customers are looking to get solved? Nobody was thinking, I want to order books online when Amazon decided to offer books online. It was a completely different way of doing it. In fact, in the beginning, some people said, I don't think this is going to work because I like to go and smell the pages and I like to just dig in a little bit. But it worked because what people wanted more than that was the convenience. And that really, really worked. So what was the value proposition? Convenience, right? Access to these products conveniently. That was their value proposition. So when you are thinking about the company and you're thinking about the innovation that you're actually going to offer, I want you to be thinking about innovation and not just competition, okay? Innovation is about rethinking the entire way that we even approach this product. So we're going to offer value in a different way, okay? Now, another piece of advice, as you go through all of the assignments that we're going to go through over the course of the next 8 weeks, there's always a prompt included with the rubric, right? So there's like requirements and rubric. There's always specific things that I want you to hit. And what I want you to do every time, I don't want to search through your paper for the items that we're actually looking for. I want you to use the things that are required in the prompts as headings in your assignments or papers, okay? So if it's talking about like value proposition is your first heading, and then you give me a paragraph or two on value proposition. Here's why that's important. Number one, it keeps you on track and it helps you to think about how to address that thing specifically, right? And number two, it keeps me from trying to guess on if you're trying to address that issue with these words, right? So I've talked to students before, and what happens is I'll say, well, you didn't really talk about value proposition. And they said, well, that's what this was. And I'm like, well, that doesn't mean that to me. I didn't realize that you were trying to address value proposition with these words. But in their minds, they were. But it's like, halfway down the page. If you use those headings, it keeps you focused. Here's another piece of advice. Don't write about things that are not being asked in the prompt, okay? I know that in many classes, people are trying to fluff things up and make things last longer. I promise you, if you answer the prompts thoroughly, you're going to have enough on your paper. Okay. I would rather you be concise and direct to the point than to fluff and add a bunch of things that don't really belong. Okay. Because when you start writing about other things, you actually are getting off in the weeds and you're getting off track. Okay. And it gets you unfocused from what we're really after. Okay. So if you look at the rubric, it actually is usually the rubric goes right in line with those items that we're talking about, the requirements of the prompts. And those are each of the things that I'm going to be grading along the way. Okay, so the best thing to do is put that heading, have a paragraph or two about that heading, stay super focused, answer the question that's under there, and move forward. Okay, if you do that, I think you're going to be in far better shape and do that with every assignment. All right. The other thing is you're going to have a discussion board this week and several other weeks. As you're going through the discussion board, also look at those things that are required. Usually you have to do your initial discussion. And then after that, when you reply to two of your classmates, you're going to reply kind of showing them that you understand the context of what they presented in their initial post. And then you're going to compare it to your experience. And then usually you're going to offer some kind of suggestion or advice on something. Okay. So that's the component there. Initial post. Then in your reply, it's going to be, hey, I saw your post. Here's how I understand your post. Here's my experience compared to that. Here's some suggestions that might be able to help you. Okay, so I'm just trying to keep you super focused, super on task for what we have to do. And if you do that, I think that life will be really, really good in this course. Okay, now I also wanted to say my cell phone number is actually included in the My Instructor details. What I want you to do is text me if you have any issues. Okay, if you have any questions at all, any kind of suggestions, or if there's any problems with the course, please text me and let me know so that I can move forward. Last semester I had some issues with email. I didn't realize that I was not getting email through to, I have the app on my computer, and I didn't realize emails weren't coming through and people were left in alerts. So I really want you to text me and let me know if you're having issues. When you text me, just say, hey, this is so-and-so from your Business 400 class. I have a question about this. And I'll try to answer the question. If I can't answer that question, then I'll set up a time that we can talk and move through things, okay? I am available to talk with you about any issues that you're having. If you're struggling on an assignment, by all means, reach out to me. My goal is for you to get through to the end of this course, having learned some stuff and having done as well as you planned to do in this course, okay? So good luck with everything. And if you have any questions at all, feel free to reach out. Good luck.